We got the story from the Daily Mail. Multiple high-powered weapons are seized at YouTube star Jake Paul's $6.9 million Calabasas mansion after FBI agents riding in military trucks swarmed the property in connection to his arrest for Arizona mall riots, as his collaborator's Vegas home is also raided. I just got to show you these photos because that's the gist of it, right? Check this out. First, let me read. They say a second FBI raid was also conducted at a separate property belonging to fellow social media personality and friend of Paul, Armani Izzati, in Las Vegas. The outlet said Izzati was also arrested during the looting in Arizona. In June, Paul was charged with criminal trespass and unlawful assembly by authorities in Scottsdale, Arizona, who say they were sent hundreds of tips claiming Paul was a participant in the riot. The case against both Paul and Izzati was later dropped by the city attorney ahead of Wednesday's raid by the FBI. In a statement, the Scottsdale Police Department said, "It is in the best interest of the community to dismiss misdemeanor charges without prejudice so that a federal criminal investigation can be completed. Scottsdale retains the option to refile charges depending on the outcome of the federal investigation." Check this out. Look at this. It looks like he's got two right there. He's got one right there. He's got another right here. Now, I'm interested. Why would they seize these? They didn't arrest anybody, apparently.
Well, and let me just get that straight. So if they don't federally charge him, does that mean Scottsdale can actually charge him? So they just dropped it because the feds came in and like, we're actually going to be charging him.
They're stepping out of the way.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll tell you right off the bat, for those just popping in, I'll tell you what I think. I think this is the DOJ. Donald Trump said, "We're coming after you. We're coming after you." 10 years for vandalizing statues and federal property.
10 years.
Now hold on. Jake Paul's not going to get 10 years. He was trespassing and seen, in these riots. But it seems like law and order works. Mm-hmm. Check it out, man. There was a poll from Gallup that was released today. And do you know what it said?
What?
81% of black Americans want the same level of policing in their neighborhoods or more.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the number is actually 61% want the same level of policing. They're satisfied. And it's actually interesting. Among the Latino community, the Hispanic community is even more satisfied. But across the board, the overwhelming majority of Americans are satisfied with the amount of time police spend patrolling their neighborhoods. In fact, 20% of black Americans want to see more time spent policing their neighborhoods. 19% want to see less. But that means we've got a massive number of people who do not agree with this defund narrative, with this abolish narrative, or with these protests, the riots. Sorry, man. They are not popular. So I'll tell you what happens. Donald Trump, he says, "We're coming for you." Did you hear what he said earlier this morning on Fox?
No, I didn't catch that.
He said Black Lives Matter is a Marxist group,
which they've admitted.
Well, they're
openly.
A lot of the higher high profile activist leaders are definitely far left. But Trump said they're a Marxist group, and if I'm wrong, I'll lose an election. That's what he said. He's laid his cards right on the table. That's why this story about Jake Paul, it rung a bell or like a light bulb popped up when I heard it, because they said it was connected to the riots. And I'm thinking, here's what happens. The dude travels across state lines with some other buddy who crossed other state lines, Nevada. They go and riot. And now here's what I think. I think the DOJ was trying to figure out, how can we make sure everybody knows that if you do this, you're going to get locked up? Well, you go after the highest profile person, guarantee that all the news is going to be like, whoa, what's going on with this guy, Jake Paul? He's very famous, got 20 million subs. Now he's getting his home raided, and we see these photos of rifles. Now, here's something I'm curious about. Why are they seizing these rifles?
I don't know.
Is it because he can't have them while charges are pending? Is it because he couldn't legally have them in the first place? They didn't arrest him. But
they didn't arrest him?
No, but they came and raided his home, and they seized a bunch of guns. Could these guns be fake?
Did they take him across state lines, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they saw him in a video because these guys are too brazen. But I'm curious for two reasons. I don't like the idea of the state coming in and seizing people's property.
That's not the state. This is the feds.
The feds.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Step up.
I should clarify. I mean the colloquial definition of the state, as the state authority.
I see what you mean, yeah.
As like the full country. Yeah, so these are feds coming in and taking his guns. Now that, I'm like, okay. I mean, we know he was rioting, so this is not the McCloskeys, right? The McCloskeys came out, were eating dinner and defending their property in St. Louis, and the cops came and took their guns. That immediately made me angry, like, whoa.
Right.
This is different. This is a dude who, I mean, I don't even know what this is. I wonder how many people watching can identify these weapons that are seen laying around. It says footage shows what appeared to be a high-powered rifle resting against the star's hot tub in the backyard that appears in many of his recent YouTube videos.
I mean, that could be an air rifle for all we know.
It could be a prop.
I've seen air rifles that look like that also.
But he's a YouTuber. These could be props.
Also true, yeah.
But if they were, why would they seize them?
Mm-hmm.
I think dude had guns. I'm curious about the gun laws in California because he's in Calabasas. My understanding is California is fairly strict, but
yeah, I don't know anything
these are long guns, so it might not be a big deal.
Yeah, it looks like a shotgun.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a shotgun.
A couple shotguns.
This actually, I can't tell what these are. I bet people watching can probably spot them instantly and know what they are, but they seized a bunch of weapons.
Yeah.
But check this out. Look at these guys, man, in full, look at this gear.
Whoa.
This is them going to his house. We know that.
I mean, yeah, that's what it says. Look,
yeah,
several federal agents dressed in tactical gear arrived in armored vehicles after serving the YouTube star with a search warrant.
Wow.
Bro, you riot. They're going to come and lock you up. And I think I'm not a fan of using the law to make examples of people because I think the law should be applied equally. I really, really don't like it when, judges are like, well, to make sure no one ever commits a crime, we're going to give you 1 million years or some nonsense.
Doesn't seem fair.
But I think they don't need to do that. They just need to charge him federally, and he'll get a slap on the wrist to whatever degree. But everyone will know, so they don't need to do anything harsh.
Now I see this this thing going around like Antifa and BLM protesters. No, they're straight up rioters. They're posting these videos and pictures saying, "Please stop filming us. Please stop taking pictures of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting arrested now." So please stop filming what we're doing. It's like, no, people are going to film you. This is the information era. Everyone has a phone. They can just hit you up, take a video.
This is why they attack people.
Yeah, you're right.
This is why they go after Andy No.
Mm-hmm.
Because Andy aggregates information on their activities, and they're trying to suppress him. The amazing thing is how they, the amazing thing, for those not familiar with Andy No, he's in my opinion, the foremost expert on the far left extremism, especially in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
So they call him a white supremacist, even though he's a child of immigrants and he's gay and a minority. It's and
now he's testified multiple times in front of Congress, twice in the past month, I think,
I gotta say, man,
he's the forerunner on what they're doing. He's from Portland. He's watched it happen around him as he grew up there.
He's so brave.
So they basically just go on and talk about, basically the same stuff we already know, that he got raided and he was connected to, the riots. So again, simply put, I think they're making an example of him, but we'll see. They say in one shot from the scene in LA, a long-barreled gun was spotted in the backyard resting against a hot tub. So you get it. But the FBI announced during that testimony that they have 300 domestic terror investigations as a result of riots. Attorney tells Capitol Hearing on Antifa. And now here's a quick little update as well. Multiple fires reported in downtown Portland parking garages last night.
Of course.
So listen, last night was particularly crazy.
Yeah, I saw some crazy stuff going down last week.
Stabbing the tires of that guy's car, and then he speeds through and runs
and breaking the windshield. They were
dude,
coming after that guy.
So,
don't finish. Someone actually parked a motorbike in front of this truck, so he couldn't go anywhere. He was coming to a stop. He was just driving down the street. They all kind of bombarded him, and some dude got in front of him with a mini bike and dropped it down so he couldn't go anywhere. And then they started beating the car, breaking the windshield, and he just took off. And you just see sparks flying because it was like a motorcycle. It wasn't. Yeah. It was a dirt bike. That's what it was. And he just dragged it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Man, I
don't blame him at all.
I see all this stuff. I see this poll from Gallup, right?
Mm-hmm.
81% of black Americans do not agree with defund the police. They actually, 20% want more cops. Then there's another study that came out that says, you know how in 2016, in the 2015-16 cycle, journalists got it all wrong? They stories were wrong. They were mocking Trump. They gave him a really low chance of winning. And then after Trump won, they were all like, what did we get wrong? We don't understand. A new study came out that mapped journalists on Twitter, published by, it was Illinois, I think Urbana-Champaign.
Okay.
And they found that it's worse. It's worse.
Well, that's not surprising to me.
It is surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah, because you'd think, check it out. In 2016, they got everything wrong.
Okay.
Then last year, when I was talking to Jack Dorsey, he said the same problem. Journalists on Twitter only follow, leftists, liberal journalists only follow each other. Conservatives follow both. But it's getting better, he said. Well, Jack, you were wrong.
Wait, hold on. So you believed Jack?
I did.
Okay. All right.
I mean, look,
You want to give people the benefit of the doubt.
it's not that, but what's the benefit of him lying about journalists getting things right or wrong?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't know.
Anyway, here's the point. Multiple fires reported in downtown Portland parking garages. And here's my favorite bit. They say it's unclear what, if any, connections the fires had to each other or to protests that have taken place at the nearby Justice Center and federal courthouses for many nights.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You got riots going on downtown for 70 days. It's like 69 days was last night. Tonight's 70. And then fires are started in multiple buildings just near. It's insane to me.
No connection.
Yeah.
Like,
But anyway,
come on.
Here's the ultimate point. I'm bringing this up, is that we've got these journalists in the Beltway in DC who are actually in smaller bubbles this time than they were last time, which means all the news you're hearing when you like turn on CNN and Brian Stelter is like, it sounds like he's talking to the 7 people who still believe him, and you're like, huh, and you can't imagine why they're getting it wrong. I think people have broken out of this. One of the ways I've described it in the past is that you have this like whirlpool of fake news where all the journalists are talking to each other, and as you get closer to the center, it's spinning faster and faster because they're sharing the same recycled story, and it's getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah. And
regular people are caught in that as well. But as it spins faster from more and more fake news, regular people get thrown out. You know?
Hi, I'm one of them.
Exactly.
I was tossed out, and I looked, and I'm like, whoa, I'm never jumping in that whirlpool again.
You know what the Gravitron is?
Yeah,
that ride
where it slides up as you're spinning.
It's spinning, and then you get stuck to the wall.
Yeah, those are fun.
And there have been, instances where people have been ejected from them because it's spinning really fast. Because there's some that are like closed, and there are some that are open.
Okay.
And yeah, it spins so fast it breaks, and then you could get launched out if it's spinning. Or actually, here's a better example. You ever see the video where the kids are on the what's that thing called? It's the wheel. It's like at a playground.
And then it goes, the merry-go-round. Oh, no,
not a merry-go-round.
No, the centrifugal force one where it's small.
And you stand on it and you push.
What is
I don't know what it's called either. But
anyway.
anyway.
You don't see those anymore, man. That's back from when we were kids.
But there's a video. You can watch this. They put a mini bike wheel, lay it down.
Okay.
And then they got 3 guys holding on, and they speed the bike up, and then one dude, he like gets thrown backwards and is like flailing, and then gets launched straight out.
Okay.
That's what's happening to people every day because the fake news is getting crazier and crazier. We're at a point now where we can literally see Jake Paul rioting, and people are like, I know who that guy is. Dude, he's rioting. And then you have all this violence going on, and then they come to you and they go, there are no riots. Antifa doesn't exist. Nobody riot. Peaceful protests.
No war.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Mm-hmm. I love that meme. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.